How many red cards does this guy have to get? He got a red card in EPL, then obviously that was reversed.
Yeah.
He got a red card in Champions League.
Yeah.
I hope that's not reversed, because I think people are just wanting to see this team play without him or without the ball going through him.
Very.
I think he's just been afforded too much leniency and too relaxed in his way of playing that he's costing us. And until we remove him from the team, and I don't know why the manager still plays him, but until he's removed from the team and he sticks another player in there to replace him, I don't think we're going to see much change.
But having a player like
Cole Palmer, he brings the rest of the team in.
Yeah, not only that, he has that ability to just,
Get it on whenever.
that moment, where he can just win games all by himself.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to last week where he scored that
4 goals in 1.5. It's a Premier League record. Yeah.
Never been done before.
Yeah.
And I heard that he actually, after the game, he actually gave that shirt, that jersey that he wore to charity. And it was actually auctioned off for like £38,000. The winning bid was actually a guy from Singapore. So he paid like 58,000 Sing dollars for that Cole Palmer jersey.
Wow. Hey, so you know what I actually really want to know?
What?
Why do so many footballers transition to golf after? And what's the... I don't know if it's similarity, I don't know if it's skill.
If you were to draw on my own personal experience, it's the competitive aspect. I can still remain as competitive as I was back then when I was playing football. But the beauty of it is now it's just me again. So,
but that's the thing, but you never have that in football, you see.
Yeah, that's why when I look back now, it's like, actually back then I could have did something for myself, for football, to give self-improvement. That's why I thought about that.
Because even during, unless it's because like contractually, right, they are not allowed to even go and play like another 5-a-side with friends or at a birthday party or whatever, play a 7-a-side. They're contractually not allowed to, right? So maybe golf is like the least harmful in terms of getting an injury or whatever. So they're just like, okay, and then they just go there and swing and hit. Because even if you look at some of the YouTube videos that I only watch Manchester United, right? So even some of the YouTube videos that they put out, even back then, on the grass pitch at Carrington, the training ground, they will play like golf stuff like, okay, we're going to do this competition today just for YouTube, right? And it's all golf related. I never understood why.
And I think that also partly is because of the high difficulty it presents. So it keeps you endearing to it. Like you are just trying to get over that.
I can't seem to
hurdle, that skill that you want to reach at a level you want to reach. So it's always something at the back of your head that you want to chase.
That's just a transition though.
At least now I can totally relate to that totally, like when I'm playing.
Yeah, I just find it uncanny that so many football players, it's a fast-paced, action-packed game, and then you transition to golf. It's the most relaxing sport that you could probably think of.
Correct. But again, going back to just now, why I said like why I want to play Masters, because my body can only handle Masters, kind of level.
Actually, you cannot. The Masters actually quite tough. Really quite. I'm not kidding.
Well, I'm trained now. I believe I train. I can.
Yeah, of course.
Be competitive.
Okay. All right.
But golf is like, you can still be competitive. Theo playing golf against Peneo. Sure, I'll take him on. That kind of thing.
Right. I mean, okay. Maybe that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Okay.
So in that regard,
all right.
Welcome back to the 7th episode of SG FanTalk, where regular guys talk about the not so regular game of football.
Yeah, that's right.
So I know I've been missing a few episodes now. I think this is like my third. I missed like 2.
For good reason though. Good reason.
Preparing for my exams.
New father, preparing for exams.
Yeah.
But
always great to be back talking about, the game that I used to love so passionately, but I can only just watch it on TV, right?
Well, I'm aspiring to get back into Masters, so it might be enough to just, I don't know, the inertia, to just bring you back into the game.
So, the game's on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Shall we bring that up? Here we are.
I believe yes, a lot of standout fixtures or exciting ones, at least for that matter, on terms of the entertainment value-wise.
Definitely.
But also there were some nil-nils, couple of nil-nils, a 1-0 scoreline for Liverpool, Leicester as well.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did watch the
Liverpool
game. Yeah, because I had some Liverpool assets. So
Oh, I see. I didn't watch it because of the assets. My dad is a huge Liverpool fan, so he was watching at home, and that's what was on the TV. So I just kind of watched it with him. To be honest, it was really quite boring. And I felt at some point that Crystal Palace, especially the last like 20 minutes, I felt Crystal Palace were really coming into the game, starting to put a little bit of pressure on Liverpool. And I really thought they were going to nick it. Like, although I have Liverpool assets as well, the non-Liverpool fan in me just wanted to see my father just kind of like, oh, shoot, man.
I know Eze had like that half chance volley.
That's right.
And then he just smashed it straight at Alisson, right?
Yeah.
Was it Alisson? No, it was the keeper that came on for him, he was injured.
Yeah, that injury was so weird.
Yeah, third choice goalkeeper, I think.
Where is he from? Belarus or somewhere weird, like Czechoslovakia or something, I can't remember. But that injury was so weird. When I saw the replay, the way he kicked it, just so lackadaisical, right? It just like nonchalant, and then he just kicked it, and then suddenly he pulled something. It was crazy.
No, I think he was already injured before he kicked the ball. It was just him putting the ball out so he could get that substitution through.
Really?
Yeah, I seriously think that.
You think he was calling for it?
Yeah. I think that he was already injured before that incident occurred.
Oh,
so he just kicked the ball out so he could actually get that sub.
But he was so upset. You saw the moment he knew already, he's like smashing the ground.
He just came back from injury.
Oh yeah.
And now he's back and
okay. But yes, I mean Liverpool kind of grinding out these victories. I mean that's the mark of champions, right? That's what we always say. These are the tough games that you want to see your team win. And I guess deservedly so. They're grinding out these victories, still sitting pretty on the top.
Yep.
Right. I think only by 1 point.
And they're the only unbeaten side currently so far.
Yeah, right there.
Are they?
There you go. Yes, City.
They lost. They lost one game.
Who did they lose to though?
Nottingham Forest 1-0.
Yes. You're right. Yeah.
It's actually Man City and
Arsenal are still the unbeaten.
But they're second and third respectively.
Yes. So I guess the significance of winning and drawing,
of course, is still
very different. Yeah. Of course. I guess moving on to you had something to say about the 12 o'clock fixture. Now, I think many people had assumed that Crystal Palace would be blown away by Liverpool, especially coming in from good victories on the weekday in Champions League, is it?
Yeah.
I think Champions League?
Yeah.
Was it Bologna? Yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah, 2-0. Yeah.
But I think there's something with this
lunchtime kickoff
that just doesn't sit well, at least for the entertainment value part of it. It's like, I've never seen a high scoring lunchtime kickoff fixture, or at least as far as I can remember. So I've always felt that this fixture just reeks of a 0-0, or like in this case here, a very close scoreline kind of a game.
I think even recently Man City played the lunchtime kickoff, right? And it was like just like a 2-1 or
was it Ipswich?
Maybe.
Yeah, but I just generally feel that this fixture always doesn't bring about the excitement.
Right?
Yeah, as compared to, if you were to bring up, especially the game that actually, the standout game actually in terms of excitement value, even though I know it wasn't high scoring, it was actually Chelsea and the Nottingham Forest game.
Chelsea has been very exciting to watch the last few games.
Yeah.
And I think every game that Chelsea plays is just the highest yellow card.
Fight.
You want to bet? Yeah, there was a fight. I don't know how many it was, but there was this huge fight that broke out.
Yeah.
And then Cole Palmer just sit down on the floor.
I saw like he was just like putting his hands behind his back.
It's like, what are these guys up to?
Yeah. It's like I don't have nothing to do. Anyway,
to do with them.
Correct. Anyway, that challenge was so accidental. I watched it back when I played. It wasn't anything dirty.
Malicious. It wasn't malicious.
Yeah. It was an honest trip by Nico Williams. I remember.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it sparked it.
Because I think it was the ball was already going outside, right?
Yeah,
so it was like the ball already outside. Hey, bro, where is that?
Yeah, but the thing is that this Cucurella did not see how he actually
how he played. Yeah.
And so he thought that he was actually
a malicious thing, a malicious act,
a trip,
right,
on purpose to stop them from getting the play restarted quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that was a standout in terms of entertainment value.
Yeah.
Of course, as an Arsenal fan, I was very happy we came back from a goal down after a 0-0 first half to actually win the game 3-1. To keep pace with, of course, City and Liverpool also.
I was quite surprised at halftime for it to be 0-0. And then there's always a little excitement in me when Arsenal don't perform as they're supposed to, only because I look forward to watching AFTV. The responses from the I don't know if you guys have watched AFTV, but the responses from the fans are absolutely amazing. I mean, we hope to capture that one day here in Singapore as well. But it's just, I think, next level. I think it's something that we definitely aspire to, but I always look forward to that when they don't play well. But suddenly they always come out with the results. Even last week, 2-2, I thought, wow, 90th minute, 2-2, excellent. Some fun AFTV to watch. Suddenly 4-2, I was like, oh, shit, no bother.
I guess that's what happens when you have so much passion, especially with this Englishman who
who support their local teams,
you
right?
know, from birth, practically the parents are the ones that,
Raise them in
the way Port Bridge Club. And the passion just runs through all the way, and that's how you get all those.
It's not like you live at Jurong, then you support Geylang United.
Yeah, exactly. We don't, we probably, it's hard for us to relate to that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Not get to that extent.
Yeah. Brentford Wolves, that was a pretty exciting game. I mean, only because it's high scoring.
Yeah.
I don't think many people expected that for sure.
I think Wolves, they really have to get.
They're doing really badly. I think they're bottom of the table.
They're not a bad side, They are, they're at the bottom right now at 1 point.
Yeah.
Conceded like 12 goals. Defensively, something is not.
No, they conceded 21.
21? Is it 21? Oh, minus 12.
Minus 12 is the goal difference.
I mean, they considered like 5 against Chelsea, and then now another 5 against Brentford.
Yeah.
Something has to, I don't know.
I think it will probably even out when they play United and Everton and teams.
Okay. But I still think that they generally don't deserve to be
at the bottom.
Yeah. Because they're a very decent side. I mean, they got good players.
I mean, someone has to be at the bottom, right? I mean, Everton was also kind of struggling, but then we kind of churned out some victories and draws here.
For Wolves, I feel that they have too much more potential than this.
Then who do you think deservedly should be at the bottom, you feel?
Based on current form.
Don't say United.
Everton. I think.
Really? But Everton churned out a victory and a draw.
Yeah.
Successfully.
Based on
week after week.
Based on how they started, I felt that they were in danger of actually going down this.
Of course.
Yeah. I just didn't expect Wolves to be at the bottom at this stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe with a different run of fixture, especially after international break, they get some rest, maybe recalibrate again.
And I think Southampton themselves also are in danger of going down.
Yeah.
This season. And probably Ipswich as well. I mean, not just by looking at the table, right? At the table, Ipswich is actually just above the drop zone. Crystal Palace is also another team that should not be there, but they are there.
Yeah.
3 draws, 4 losses. I think generally the rest of the teams, at least the top 6 or top 7 even, I believe they are where they should be at this juncture. Yeah. It's just that the bottom half of the table has the few surprises over there.
Yeah. I think, looking at the weekend and just looking at the scoreline and looking at who the real top competitors are. I mean, we always know that the big 4 used to be, other teams. But now, if you look at the seasons, from the last 3 or 4 seasons, the big 4 is usually Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. And then you got to throw someone else in there. Usually it's
Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea would be given a good shout. Spurs would be a good shout. But I think Villa is really impressing on all fronts. I think they might have been fatigued in this weekend. I mean, because they beat Bayern.
Fantastic.
Yeah, excellent result. But
they still help.
Yeah, but you look at all the top 4 scorelines. They're really churning out victories. Look at even Man City versus Fulham.
Yeah,
Fulham is not a fantastic squad. They're mid-table at this point.
Oh, we mean churn as in they have to work for it.
They really work for it, but they grind it out because they know that's what they have. Liverpool already set because they're the first game of the weekend, right? They set the tone already, so everybody knows that shoot, these guys are already 1 point above us.
Yeah.
Then they go ahead and get 3. We need to win. If not, we're definitely going to be falling far behind.
Yeah.
And the only way to beat them is when you play them, right? That's the only way you can sort of catch up.
Yeah.
So right now, everything has to be really tight for them. Man City, Fulham, I did not expect this scoreline, but again, this is what champions are made of, right? You got to squeeze that victory out.
But I think they were never really in danger of, dropping points.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, comebacks have been made, red cards have been made, and penalties given, accidents happen.
When I was just following the score, me not watching it, I was also hoping that Fulham snuck one in. But actually, when I look back at the highlights, I think they were in control of the game. I think there was just some moment of brilliance that led to Pereira, I think, opening the scoring. It was a fantastic flick by...
Oh, yeah, the back heel, right?
I think no one expected that back flick. So I think there was just a moment of brilliance. So you can't say that Man City did poorly defensively because who would have expected him to deliver that back heel cross?
Yeah.
So I think generally they had the game under control. Likewise with the Arsenal game, even though it was a very tight first half, but I guess that's also what happens when you play midweek. I wasn't surprised to Arsenal not being able to break through the Saints back line in the first half because I felt that at least the midweek game probably contributed to it. So when the subs came on, it actually did make a difference from what I assessed and I look back right now about it.
But the players who stuck on are the players who made the difference. Or looking at players like Saka, who had 2 assists and a goal. I mean, he's been playing almost 90 minutes every single game.
I mean, there are also players in the team that they are fixture proof. He's also very young.
Yeah.
So I think he can definitely handle the stresses of playing too many games. But I guess players like him are undroppable, or they're the first name on the sheet, regardless, how many games they have played. So whether the rest of the team actually can come around. So actually when Arteta did the sub, then that's how we actually broke the Saints down. Of course, they've probably been running a lot by then. Arsenal generally having more possession. So I think that generally led to us winning the game.
Yeah. West Ham and Ipswich was 4-1.
Finally, West Ham getting off the ball. I mean, we used to love West Ham. I mean, in terms of FPL wise, because they had very affordable assets to go after Bowen, and now you see Antonio.
I think Antonio used to be a hit for everyone last time, right?
One assist. He's back, doing things, and I mean to see them actually doing well, so would put in more excitement, at least in the FPL department, to pick their players.
Yeah,
I think they had a good game at home finally.
I think Ipswich started the season strong.
Yeah. I think just like any other teams that come up,
excited,
they're
fresh
all raring to go. I remember Norwich when they first came up, they played Liverpool. It was like a 3-2 or 4-3 score, a high scoring game, and you would think that, hey, this team, probably has a chance there, but eventually they'll went down.
Yeah, so I think eventually they get, I don't know if humbled is the right word, but they definitely...
The confidence definitely takes a beating coming from, winning or placing top 3 in Division 1.
In your previous league,
Yeah, and the Championship. And then coming up, and then now you're on the other end.
You know how far you are from actually making a dent.
And then if you don't bring players in, which they are also having to deal with their constraints, not being able to
financially and and so just the name.
It's hard. Your mentality have to change. Like, you're not winning games every other weekend anymore. You're actually
struggling.
So it does take a beating mentally.
Just to breathe.
So I'm not surprised. So definitely you need some revitalization.
Which is why I guess this international weekend break for them will be excellent. I think there'll be a time for them to just kind of rest and just kind of regroup, maybe watch some highlight reels of themselves playing and whatever they're up to. Leicester City back to another win.
Yep.
That's good for them.
Yep.
1-0 win. Everton, boring game, 0-0. I did not expect that. I thought Newcastle would, make a statement and try and win.
But I think Isak is still injured for Newcastle. And
I think a lot of people picked him to be their
striker.
Yeah, their striker because of his worth and all that kind of stuff. And also because Newcastle is a pretty strong team. In the preseason, they were pretty good.
Yeah. But again, I think with the European commitment, might be a bit hard for them.
Yeah. And then the other boring game, Aston Villa and United. I don't think anybody expected that. I think everybody expected Aston Villa to just kind of...
Actually, on hindsight, I said that actually Villa got a draw against United. I think that's actually a bad result for them now in hindsight.
For Villa?
Yeah,
of course.
Because Villa at home is quite a daunting place to visit.
It is. They're a very strong team. They've got a strong support.
They beat Bayern at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would have been...
happy actually to get a point.
I'm happy. I thought we were going to get trampled. I really thought we were going to go there and get our asses handed to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, fortunately it was 0-0. I think the takeaways from this game for me at least is we're creating chances. Is there a style of play? I don't know. I really was hoping. I mean, how many red cards does this guy have to get? He got a red card in EPL, then obviously that was reversed.
Yeah.
He got a red card in Champions League.
Yeah.
I hope that's not reversed because I think people are just wanting to see this team play without him or without the ball going through him.
Really?
I think he's just been afforded too much leniency and too relaxed in his way of playing that he's costing us. And until we remove him from the team, and I don't know why the manager still plays him, but until he's removed from the team and he sticks another player in there to replace him, I don't think we're going to see much change. But then now with Mainu also injured, we're looking at, I don't know who the two are going to be. Probably, is it Ugarte?
Ugarte.
So Ugarte probably, and then Eriksson.
But you can play the Zuxi as fourth line, right?
Can, and then I think his intention at the end is to try and force Højlund and Zuxi to play in the same team at the same time. I think that's the struggle he's trying to figure out. Just like Ollie Watkins and what's his name?
Ollie Watkins and Duran.
Duran, yeah. I think that's the struggle that they're facing at Aston Villa and United as well.
I think generally Bruno just needs the rest.
Yeah, he's been playing like
He's still a top player.
he is, but I don't think he fits in this system anymore.
System or whatever. I think maybe after a few games off, maybe that will actually you'll be able to see his form coming through.
Okay, so I think if you ask anybody, and this is not trying to blow any horns or anything, if you ask most people who have played football with you, you are quite a good player, right? You're a good footballer. You understand the game, you know how it works and all that kind of stuff. Have you ever played in any team where you feel, wow, I'm not very impactful?
Of course.
Yeah. So why was that? Like, I believe that that's what's happening with Bruno. Like, he was very effective under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
During the COVID season and even the season after COVID, excellent, scoring 30 goals a season or whatever. I can't remember what it was. Assists like crazy, scoring like crazy, mad fella. Yes, a lot of it were penalties, but still, heck, a lot of the stats for him. Then suddenly a new manager comes in and the style of playing changes, and you see that he's not thriving.
But I thought last season he was okay. And to be fair to him,
Yeah, but last season the style was still different from this season because now he's brought in a full Dutch spine, and he's trying to change it into the Dutch philosophy of football.
the thing is that should they then build the game around Bruno? I don't know.
I mean, if his goal is to get Bruno out the door,
But
I don't know who signed him the last contract.
But his records, especially in that first season, he mentioned.
Okay, yes,
those were-
but no, never mind, Bruno. Tell me your story. Why did you not fit into that team? Because you've played for many different teams as well, and because you're a good player, and this team has obviously invited you to come and play. Why did you not do well in this team? Was it the structure?
Probably because of where I was being played. So probably
Positional.
yeah, positional
Okay.
kind of an issue. But then again, at our level, so we're not talking about, tactics that probably even reaches the realms of what these
Sure.
players are,
Sure.
being taught.
So for our level, it's more pride, right? Okay, I've been asked to play centre mid. I know how to do step overs. I don't know how to do, rainbows, panenkas, whatever it is. I do what I need to do to establish myself in this game. That's it. Now you're being paid millions of dollars. If the coach says, hey, stick to this game plan and do this, it's instructional because now you're being paid.
Yeah.
How does the brain not be able to understand, like, okay, coach now wants me to change my style of play from A to B, and now I have to do B, and they're struggling to do B. My question is, why? If you're that good a player,
Why can't you do B?
why can't you adapt to what the coach is asking you? I understand your personal preference. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. Like Garnacho prefers to play on the left, Rashford prefers to play on the left. You can't have two players playing on the left, lah. So eventually one person has to move, right? Yeah. So how does Bruno not understand when everyone else is doing their game plan? Why does he not seem to get it?
To be fair,
Or does he not want to do it and he's trying to get the manager out? What's the story?
correct. I mean, to be fair, the manager also has not just him assessing Bruno. He probably has a few backroom staff looking at him as well.
Yeah.
So doing trainings, for some reason, at actual games, if they reflect and they think that he's not been performing, surely they would have dropped him by now. But the fact that they are still playing him shows that he's actually still contributing to a certain extent. Just maybe now, like you said, stats-wise, he's not scoring, he's not assisting, but he did hit the crossbar against Villa.
Yes, he did.
I still think that he is a top player. Yes, he might be having a bad dip in form, but it could be attributed to, the minutes that he's being played now. He's the captain, more responsibility probably put on his shoulders. He probably has to guide a bit more people, takes him away from his creativity. I don't know, but I still feel that he is still a player that United should do their best to keep. Yes, he should be dropped at the moment, but it's only because you just need him to,
Rejuvenate.
yeah, fresh again. But I still think
So
I mean, back when I think episode 1 or 2, we even spoke about how well he played. And he was just unlucky not to score in the first game of the season. I remember correctly. The one that y'all beat Southampton, right?
No.
What was the first game? Fulham. Y'all beat one of the lower half teams. First game of the season, the opening game.
Is it Ipswich? No.
The Friday night kickoff. But anyway, that game, I just felt that Bruno could have scored. He missed a couple of chances. And maybe that would have given him the confidence to, that we will still see him playing well even up to today. So I just feel that Bruno... Fulham, right? Yeah. So just felt that Bruno is still a class act that you guys can rely on. Just maybe now, it's just not, on the end of the scoring parts and assists. Yeah.
I just think that as a professional, you do what helps the team.
But I'm sure that, like I said, he's been told what to do, and if the manager sees it, like in this game, and he still plays him again.
So Kwok's understanding is there might be contractual obligations, like how people sign contracts that, oh, I must play X amount of minutes, I must play X amount of games per season if I'm not injured or whatever it is. And that has been forced into...
Really? I don't know about it.
I also don't know about this. When he said this the last time, I said, I don't know about this. I don't think in modern football, unless it's like a Cristiano going to,
probably a lower tier.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Then you're like, hey, I'm such a star, play me now. You know what I mean? Don't like just buy me.
But I don't think
in a big team like this, it should exist. That's what I told Kwok. But he seems to feel that there are still contracts these days that are of such archaic standards.
I think he just needs a few games off. I mean, give him some time.
Give him some time to get a few more red cards. He'll definitely get a few games off. I think moving on, this is your most exciting game.
Chelsea, Nottingham Forest.
Chelsea, Nottingham Forest. I think everybody expected another Cole Palmer show, especially against Nottingham Forest. What happened? Talk to us. How did it go?
Cole Palmer, he's such a class. I still remember that move he did probably in the 85th minute. He passed the ball out wide to Madueke. Madueke went down the line. Madueke cut back in, passed the ball to him at the edge of the box. So imagine so it's the left center penalty box.
Left center.
I mean, Madueke plays on the right.
Yeah. So he cut it right across to the left side.
Just, what do you call this? Adjacent?
Oh, okay. The nearest one.
Okay. Yeah, nearest person.
Right at the halfway, not semicircle.
To the right of the semicircle.
Correct. Yeah.
So what he did was, it was the kind of ball into space. So it wasn't like direct to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer and the defender obviously saw a chance to actually, close him down since it was a ball into space. What he did was he actually stuck out his foot. That touch was world class because it enabled him to spin around. So imagine he receives the ball, he just flicked it, and then he ran the other way like Dennis Bergkamp.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, Dennis Bergkamp against Newcastle. That kind of moment, And then he just beat the defender and he had a chance to shoot, which he did. But he shot straight at the keeper. That was like, wow. That was the Cole Palmer moment that,
that's like the star power just kind of went down after that. Really.
Yeah. No, not really. He still played well. Cole Palmer,
I'm sure he did.
I don't know. When I see him play, his passing, the weight of pass, it's just so easy on the eyes. It's easy for him to do.
He makes it look effortless, right?
Yeah, it's effortless. And we know that actually playing the game, it's actually not that easy.
Correct.
He played such a class player. So,
yeah.
I mean, he got that assist. I think he just passed it out wide to Madueke. Madueke cut back in and then they scored the equalizer. I think Nottingham Forest actually went
ahead, right? Yeah.
By Chris Wood.
Yep. Chris Wood very early in the game.
Second half.
Very early in the second half, yeah.
It was actually a very nice finish by Chris because he was stretching also. So, after they actually scored the equalizer, that's when the game got very exciting because it was very end-to-end, and I really have to give credit to Forest. I mean, that win against Liverpool wasn't a fluke. They showed their class. They have a very, very good squad. I mean, built around the whole system that they play, counter-attacking, whatever. They even had a chance to win, the game if not for Sanchez and Sels, which was the Forest keeper. They each had like 7 saves, and 2 of those saves, respectively, were in the dying minutes. So both teams could have actually easily won the game in the dying minutes. It was so end to end, so exciting. Great for the neutrals and people who were watching for FPL reasons.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. I mean, I had Chris Wood also on my team. Just wanted Palmer to score another one, but unfortunately, but I think this game was what it was about. And then they even had a red card. And so
after
And so those chances came after Forest were down to 10 men. They still managed to, be attacking. So I mean, going back to what we mentioned previously about having a game plan when you have 10 men, you then send people forward.
Yeah.
They obviously did not listen to that, and fantastic Forest. Really.
That's good, man. I mean, I'm excited to actually see. I think at the beginning of the season, everyone was kind of making fun of Chelsea and be like, "Oh, they got the biggest squad. They bought so many players and all this kind of thing." But you're showing. I mean, it's finally showing some signs of, hey, we've got some character. We've got some.
I mean, I was just telling Joe earlier that the tail end of last season, they were already putting in results. So
yeah.
I personally thought that this was a season to watch. For them, they don't really have any other commitments other than the domestic front. So they should be
challenging
where they
should be challenging
right now, deservingly so. Yeah,
They should be higher, like. I feel
surprise,
they should be high. But they opened the season with losing to Man City, so that was no choice.
I mean, that's Man City.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, I felt that they should have put up a bigger fight, but I think they just weren't understanding each other well because, huge squad, too many players. They were still kind of tinkering with what was the best formation, what was the best players to play, and I think they finally found some rhythm here.
Yeah.
Not perfect still, but it's still there.
But having a player like
Cole Palmer, he brings the rest of the team in.
Yeah,
Sure.
not only that, he has the ability to just,
Turn
create
it on whenever.
that moment, a moment where he can just win games all by himself.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to last week where he scored that
4 goals in 1.5. It's a Premier League record. Yeah.
Never been done before.
Yeah.
And I heard that he actually, after the game, he actually gave that shirt, the jersey that he wore to charity. And it was actually auctioned off for like £38,000. The winning bid was actually a guy from Singapore. So he paid like 58,000 Sing dollars.
Oh.
For that Cole Palmer jersey.
Wow.
I don't know, maybe we Western.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
I don't know who would pay 58,000 Sing dollars for.
I'm sure there are a lot of rich people in Singapore who would.
But of course, you're not going to.
Peter Lim?
Possibly. But then again, it goes back to significance. Like, are you going to see another person scoring 4 first half goals or any in the second half for that matter? It's a feat.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. At that quality, at that caliber, Last game, I don't know if anybody expected this. 3-2 Brighton victory at home against Spurs. I think Spurs, they had a good game on the weekend against us. They beat us convincingly 3-0. And then they went on to play not Champions League, Europa or Conference Cup or something. And they won well. They played convincingly again. Maybe it's just tired legs. I don't know what it was. But then coming in, they lost to Brighton. And to me, the surprising thing actually, which I don't know a lot of people pick or not, for FPL, I mean.
Brandon Johnson.
No, but Danny Welbeck, man.
Oh, I had him in my squad, but I took him out.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. But Danny Welbeck, man, I mean.
His numbers are great.
7 games in.
Yeah.
He scored a good amount of goals.
Yeah,
assisted
at least 3 goals.
Yeah, he's going to get you points if you just, hang in there with him. Excellent, FPL choice. But also scoring the winner, to cap off. Imagine if Manchester United still had him. Things might be different now.
But I must say, the winner that he scored was... Okay, there was definitely luck involved because I think it was Rutter. The way that he got through to the byline, stretched his foot out. He caught the Spurs defenders off guard. They did not expect the ball to come in. Because I think it took a slight deflection as well. And then it just... I think who's their South American defender, centre-back?
Pedro Porro?
No. Centre-back.
I don't know.
Argentinian.
No idea.
Okay. He just totally switched off. He was the one marking Welbeck. And because of that, he was just wrong-footed, flat-footed in that sense. Romero was the one. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I think Brighton played well. I mean, they were 2 goals down. First half, I thought it was just curtains.
Over already, right?
Yeah. For them to come back 3-2 at the Amex Stadium, fantastic.
Such an Evertonian win. I mean, lose. Yeah.
You came out for a term for it now.
Because every Everton game was a 3-2, right?
Yeah.
No, but Brighton has been playing good football, to be honest. I mean,
that's why I was so surprised to see them lose to Chelsea.
Yeah.
The fashion that they did. And then be on the receiving end at the end of the first half against Spurs. Yeah. But props to them. They came back, worked very hard, got the goals that I thought that 2-2 might be a fair scoreline. So for them to score the third goal, it was like out.
Yep. And that wraps up, the weekend of football.
Yeah.
Which, I will go into my little notebook right now, and because we have predictions from last week, right? So let me just check what the predictions were. All right, here we are. Predictions. We talked about 3 games. We have Everton versus Newcastle, and this again is Kwok versus Ting. So last week Ting came on for the first time ever.
Yeah.
We hope that he will get more chances to come back, and we want to hear more of his opinion.
Yeah. They had to do some sound calibration for Ting anyway.
No.
Is that okay? No editing out?
No, I don't think so. No. I think it was good. I think it was okay. Everton Newcastle. So the Everton Newcastle game 0-0.
No one would have predicted that.
No one predicted that. Kwok and Ting both predicted that Newcastle will win convincingly. Kwok said 3-1 and Ting said 2-1. So both of them are wrong. Villa versus United. This is the interesting one. Kwok said that Villa would win 4-1. But Ting said it would be a 1-1 draw. So that's interesting. It did come out to be a draw. But no scorers for that one. Brighton versus Spurs. This was the other one. And interestingly enough, Kwok and Ting both picked the correct scoreline. Both
3-2?
Both said 3-2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must be a
Both of them
one
said
pay 12 or something like that.
I think
They
so
picked the
too. Yeah.
correct
I mean,
score
I
for
don't know
it.
if these boys are gambling boys, but
3-2.
they both exactly predicted 3-2 for Brighton Spurs.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was fantastic. Again, next week is going to be a break, right?
Yeah.
Next week
International week.
International break.
Yeah.
So I guess there's not a lot of football to watch. When there's no football to watch, what do you do on the weekends? Like, how do you keep yourself busy?
They still got
Weeknights.
Oh, weeknight.
I mean, no. Weekend evenings, weekend nights. Is it like Sunday?
Weekend nights ah.
That's golf.
Watching golf.
Oh, you're watching golf.
Yeah. Golf channel
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah.
But
Some entertainment to
it's not live, right? I thought the live ones are like 6 a.m.,
they
5
have-
a.m.
I mean, most of it in US, yeah, it's wee hours, but they do have like the European tour.
Oh,
It's actually like EPL timing.
exactly. Okay, daytime.
Yeah,
daytime
9
golf.
9
Yeah.
p.m. onwards. They're showing already.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when we do get back from the international break, the fixtures are going to be quite interesting as well. I think the standout one,
Yeah, of course.
standout one is going to be Manchester United Brentford. I'm just kidding. The standout one is going to be Liverpool Chelsea, and that's going to be on Sunday evening, 11:30. I think that's going to be a huge match. Maybe what we should try and do October 20th, we should try and do like a watching party.
Who's me?
It doesn't matter who's plays. We'll try and figure it out. We'll go on the WhatsApp. Yeah, sure. If you want to do it here, we can do a watching party here as well. Have the cameras on to grab some reactions. But the important thing is, of course, Liverpool being on top of the table. Chelsea, good run of form.
Yeah.
Everyone is FPL with...
Let's just do one prediction for this week. For this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everyone's FPL with Cole Palmer. And who's the other guy? Nicholas, is it? What's the striker's name?
Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson, right? Yeah. So they've got them, and you've got your Salas and Jotas and Luis Diaz and all these people. So everyone's FPL is going to go crazy. Everyone is going to be watching this game, whether you're a Liverpool Chelsea fan or not.
Yeah.
Everyone's eyes are going to be on this game that weekend.
Exactly.
We should do a watching party and maybe a reaction party as well. Just to
but
see.
prediction for this game.
Okay, you and I, let's go. Oh no, but we need 3 games. The prediction rules is we must get 3 games.
Okay.
Okay, so why don't we pick 3 games first?
Okay.
Let's go
Tottenham West Ham.
Really?
Seems like a nice London derby. Pretty exciting.
Okay.
Again, afternoon fixture. Might be easy for us to predict.
0-0.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay, hold on. Wait,
Spurs West Ham 1-1. Lower scoring. So I'll be surprised if there's more than 4 goals, especially after the international
Spurs at
week.
home versus West Ham, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you say 1-1?
1-1.
And this is Tez. Okay. I say Spurs win 2-1.
Okay.
All right.
Another game.
Choose another game. Let's pick a game. Ooh, Fulham, Villa.
How about Newcastle Brighton?
Newcastle, Brighton. Okay. Newcastle, Brighton. I dig that. Newcastle and Brighton.
Well, hopefully this game is a high scoring game.
What's your prediction?
I want to go high scoring for it.
Okay. How high are you going?
2-2.
That's high.
4 goals is high.
Okay, I'm going to say 2-3 to Brighton.
Okay. 3-2. Wow. 3-2. Okay.
So Newcastle 2, Brighton 3. Okay. And last one, you want to go for Liverpool, Chelsea.
Liverpool, Chelsea.
At Anfield, how are you going to go for this, man?
As much as I want to see Liverpool dropping points.
You got to remember that these guys are playing international week games as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Alisson has already got his injury.
Yeah.
I don't know who's injured on Chelsea, who's red carded on Chelsea, or whatever the situation is. But I think both teams will have a lot of international players like going out there. And we don't know what the injury list is going to be when they come back. But let's give a ballsy...
3-3.
Wow, really?
I'm going to
3-3?
pick 3 draws. Yeah. 3-3.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
High scoring game.
I'm going to say KG, very KG 1-1. All right, that's it.
Anyway,
That's it for predictions.
I've been wanting to ask you since I've been wanting to get back into, thinking of playing like Masters.
You mean joining me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would it actually take, like realistically, for someone who is, a father to a newborn, also have a busy work schedule? How much would it take for me to at least get back? Or the fitness levels to actually, be running, let's say, a box-to-box kind of a operation when I play, how much would it take?
I think seeing how I've played in this Masters League this season, it's not that fast-paced. No, it's physical.
Yeah.
Because they can't get the ball. So yes, it's physical. But it's not fast-paced.
But I mean, that's how I've always envisioned myself to be able to play, to that level where I can go box to box, still be
Anybody can go box to box. It's just a matter of how long you take to get box to
No,
box.
everybody can do that, lah. I mean, it's definitely tiring. Like, even back in the day, it was very, very hard to do.
But that's because the opponents that you played against were also fast, right? When the ball moves fast, you have to keep up. You don't actually.
But that's also the thing. You see, now let's say the opponent is slower. I want to take advantage of that. So I want to go box to box so that I had the edge, and then that translates to me enjoying the game.
Then that's different, but that's going to require a little bit more work from you. So again, we play these Masters League games on grass pitch. We don't play on turf.
Okay.
Right? So because we don't play on turf, the ball doesn't move as fast.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, those kind of like puddles. You remember the ball just stops.
Actually, the irrigation and the drainage is actually quite good. So it's not terrible.
But I remember last episode you were mentioning all the mud and everything. Even with that, you still get all that, being stuck to the start plates and stuff. Is it?
No, the mud sticks to the stud plate no matter what. The stud plate will always have mud at the end of the game because it's natural grass and soil.
It shows how long I've not been playing.
But the movement of the ball, it's not.
Okay.
It doesn't roll like fast like you're on AstroTurf. It rolls, but it doesn't get stuck. It's not gonna and then just stuck in the mud. And then like those days.
No, Kappa, the PSA Kappa pitch. Oh my goodness.
Nothing like that. Not the PSA Kappa pitch.
Oh, that was tiring, man.
But yeah. So first of all, you must know that the ball moves a little bit slower.
Yeah. And then the bounces also will be a bit
yes.
more. Yeah.
So, what does someone like you need to do? My suggestion would be prior to it. So the new season starts in November. Prior to you playing, if you want to play, go and jog 2 to 3 times a week.
2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
And how long are we talking about?
I would say between 2.4 km to 5 km. Okay. Just jog. And I'm not saying run faster. Just jog. What this does is just it helps to get your base level up. Like, hey, I'm moving. Right? Because right now, if I can assume, it's a bit more sedentary. Office desk job.
Yeah.
Taking care of your newborn.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of movement in that sense.
Yeah.
Right? So to continuously move for 2.4 km pace to 5 km pace would be anywhere between 20 minutes or 15 minutes, depending on how fast you finish. 15 minutes to about 30 minutes. Okay. So being able to just move comfortably without feeling, I'm dying right now, right? Especially because humidity in Singapore. And then again, if you're running at night, but on that day you're playing like, let's say 3 p.m., 5 p.m. match, and then the sun is just kind of beating down on you, that might be a little bit different as well.
But I know there's some science to that, right? Like I've always, I knew that I used to run a lot in the evenings, but my games would always be in the day. But the thing is, I will never be able to bring myself to go for afternoon or a late morning run. It's
unheard of. It doesn't.
But I know there are people who do that.
They are because they're trying to condition themselves for Sunday leagues, Saturday leagues. It makes a huge difference because the sun zaps your energy like you have never believed. The sun really zaps your energy. So if you were going to do it in the evening, I would suggest maybe run a little bit more. Maybe instead of stopping at 5, maybe do like 6 or 7 km. This is just to get you, because you say you want to play box to box.
Yeah.
Now box to box, if you look at EPL standard, they run. Every player averages about 9 to 10 km. Yes, correct. About 10 kilometers each. So because you are not EPL standard, of course, the pitches are a little bit smaller. Plus, you're just playing box to box in that sense. And there's a high chance that you get subbed off for rest and all these kind of things. Running 2.4 to 5 would be a good base level for you.
It's actually quite doable.
Yeah, exactly. So just run 2 to 3 times a week. Now, on top of that, you want to do some strength training. My suggestion was, if you don't have a gym membership, you don't have anything crazy, go ahead and start with push-ups.
Yeah.
Go ahead and start with squats. Go ahead and start with lunges. These are the 3 basic foundational strength building without any equipment. Squat, lunges, push-up. Helps to build your upper body strength so that you can hold off players. I mean, of course, you can do sit-ups and crunches as well. But as you do your push-ups, you're going to hold off players. You can do a plank as well. That helps to build your core strength. Your lunges and your squats help you to build leg strength as you're holding off players, dribbling, moving again. This is now firm ground. right? We're talking about firm ground here.
Yeah.
So it's different from AstroTurf where it's easier to just run across. So you might need a little bit of legs. So my suggestion is keep it simple. You don't need like some fancy gym membership or fancy equipment. Just do some sets of push-ups, some sets of squats, some sets of lunges, and then do a plank. If you can just maintain this every day, keep it to like 15-20 minutes, it becomes very doable, right? Yeah. And I'm sure that will help you improve your golf game as well, because foundation of you standing, your legs have to be strong.
Core,
and then plus your core, and then obviously some upper body strength to swing with your rotational movement. That's going to be fantastic. The important thing is also, because you haven't been playing, if you do start to play, warm-up is always very important.
Okay.
Right? So make sure you get your leg swinging.
Actually, I wanted to ask you this. I've heard of this saying before. Prior to going for a jog, don't do any warm-up. Just run.
I would agree to that.
What's the logic? Because I mean, us boys,
you like Italian food, right?
Okay.
What? Have you ever cooked spaghetti before?
Yes.
Okay. So when you take the spaghetti out of the packet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried to bend the spaghetti? Can it bend?
Easily, right? We can break
bend.
Bend?
It cannot bend, right? It breaks.
Oh, it breaks. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But once you put it into water, and you come out, the spaghetti now can dance and it won't even break.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Same thing for your muscles.
Okay.
If you come in cold, let's say you've been working the whole day sitting at your desk, then 7 p.m. work is over, you're going to go for a run. The first thing you do is stretch. Your muscles have been cold the whole time.
I see.
You're like a spaghetti.
I see.
Right? So you're not going to be able to get it into the full stretch position. So what footballers prefer to do, or athletes prefer to do, not just a slow jog. Yes, to warm up the body, they do like some jumping jacks or whatever, but they do what is called dynamic stretching. So if you watch EPL games, if you watch the EPL games before, nobody's standing doing like some quad stretch, doing some hamstring. No, they do very active stuff.
Okay.
They run, then they jump, then they leg raise, you know, that kind of stuff. Open the gate, close the gate. It's called dynamic warm-up or dynamic stretching. You do that first, you play your game, and then when your muscles are all warm, that's when you do your ultimate long stretch.
I see.
And you really stretch out your hamstring, really stretch out quads to now relax your muscle.
I see. Thanks for putting it so simply.
Yeah, of course. I know you like spaghetti.
That's a very good analogy. I think that will benefit a lot of people as well, right?
Yeah, I hope it does.
Yeah, it's things that...
If you guys are looking for more football tips, football workout tips, football stretching tips, or any kind of sports for that matter, just ask in the questions below. I mean, not questions, sorry, in the comment section. Comment section below. What is your routine pre-game? Yeah.
That's fantastic news.
Yeah.
I mean, to also know that it actually doesn't need that much effort.
Yeah, because the opponents that you're playing are also 40s and above, right? And they also, by the look of it in the season that I've played, they also don't seem to do a lot of maintenance during the week. They just come, they play. You know, it's a social gathering for most people. It's time for me outside the house and just kind of be active, which is good. But yeah, if you want to be a little bit more serious, yes. And then,
not only that, I think it also helps in terms of the longevity part of it.
Of course. Strengthening your muscle.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at the newspaper, if you read Straits Times recently, Straits Times have been talking a lot about, you know, doing a little bit more strength training, eating a little bit more protein. All these tips that the newspaper at the Straits Times have been talking about is actually very, very important, and things that personal trainers talk about all the time.
Yeah.
And then when it comes from newspaper, everybody suddenly believes like it's, you know, the God truth kind of situation. So, but yeah, it is important. Yeah, just to do a little bit of maintenance. Like I said, you don't need fancy membership or equipment.
And that's the best part. Yeah,
simple stuff. 15 to 20 minutes a day, easy, very easy to maintain.
I'm gonna start tomorrow.
Okay, excellent.
I'm gonna start running a bit more.
Yeah, just run a bit. You know, bring yourself up there to about 5K, and then slowly ease yourself into the game. Naturally, the skills all will come back because you know skills are always there with you. It's just the conditioning and obviously just getting back into it.
And you said that the new season starts in November.
Yeah, that's right. You can join our team.
Calling for any other people who are interested in participating in Masters League.
Masters League.
How many teams are there? 12, right? I just saw the table.
Yeah, I think 12. Next year, I heard that there's a new team coming in next year, so there'll be 13.
Fantastic. To know that there's actually 13 times easily. So many Masters players.
Yes.
Actually, I still play, and we probably even know some of these people.
Definitely, yeah. Wei Xiang also plays. He plays in the same team as me, so that's excellent. I think Kwok, when he gets back from his injury, so he's looking forward to playing with us as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think Masters is the thing that we should be focusing on if we want to, come back to soccer at our age at least, lah.
Yeah,
I don't want to be playing with all these youngsters. It's just not a level playing field anymore.
It's not correct.
You're enjoying your game.
Nothing like golf for sure.
another dig at golf.
No, I mean that like because earlier you said right
Yeah,
that
yeah.
golf you can play against 20 years old and it's still fair.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't lah. I wasn't a dig at golf, but shall we move on to FPL? I think that will be our last segment for today. How did your FPL do?
Finally, this FPL season has been so frustrating.
With your wild card and everything else?
I did not actually have the chance to rent at this.
Okay.
When I did my wild card,
Uh-huh.
initially my first plan was to captain Palmer, bring him in Palmer, and then I obviously got some tips online on what to do, and then I actually swapped Palmer out and put in a 3-prong attack, and that was always going against my principles of playing FPL. I never liked playing a 3-prong attack. I always favored the 3-5-2 formation. Or
yeah,
even,
more midfielders, yeah.
or even the 4-5-1 formation. I always do that. So for some reason, at the last minute, I took out Palmer and I brought in the 3-prong attack, and that could have easily vaulted me back into contention. But it's still early days. I'm only like in my that competitive league that we are playing for money. I'm still only about 30 points away, so it's still okay. But at least this week, I didn't get a very bad showing for my team. So finally, have some green arrows to see.
That's good. Yeah. Any tips and tricks? I know it is 2 weeks away from our next FPL game because of international break. Would you say wait until after the international break to see what injuries, what happens to players before we make decisions?
I mean, there's also that part about
the cost, right?
The cost of players going up. So I mean, people like Brennan Johnson, people will be jumping on the bandwagon and getting him as early as possible, and that might mean that 0.1 of a difference, which sometimes mean you can't even get him in the team, even though you thought you had the available funds. Actually, that also happened to me when I was trying to bring Palmer back. And that's also why I went for the 3-prong attack, because I actually had Palmer in, captain, that 4-goal weekend. Yeah. And then after that, I reverted to the 3-prong. And then I tried to go back. Palmer's price had already risen by then. So I couldn't bring in that original 3-5-2 formation. So I was like, okay, no, if I can't do that, then play lah. Just go back and play the 3-4-3. Then that actually cost me a lot of points. I could have caught up with a lot of people that weekend, but never mind, it's already gone. So I would say, apart from the cost, if you're jumping on early, I think the part about the injuries, you said, them coming back from international, that might actually still weigh more heavily.
Right.
Because I mean, even if you get someone in early, just so that you could, purchase him with the right funds, but later he gets injured. I don't know. Is Brendan Johnson actually involved in any international?
I think he might be because I don't know.
But I mean, definitely he is in very, very good form right now. So I'm assuming that whatever national country that he represents is probably going to get a call up or some involvement in it. Wales? No. More about Brendan Johnson. This guy is a
Wales national team.
Welsh striker. So I guess if they have games, he's probably going to get a call up.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're definitely going to call him up. But I think you're right. I think I would personally, I mean, just for my FPL team, I was doing really hot in the first couple of weeks and then kind of slumped with some bad choices. But yeah, I'm waiting to see the end of the international break, and then I might do a wild card.
Oh, then it's perfect time to use your wild card.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping, because this will be the next long bout of matches.
Correct.
So I'm gonna take my time to really look it up, and I might post something about it on my Instagram as well.
Wow.
Just to let all the followers know, and then if they want, they can comment or follow on my Instagram to find out what I'm gonna do with my wild card.
In any case, for Liverpool assets, they don't have a good run of fixtures going forward. So I think this is also where you look to bring in Arsenal, and Arsenal are still going to be playing Liverpool, but it's not so bad as compared to Liverpool. Yeah. Actually, they have 3 reds here for Arsenal. Sorry, it's actually Arsenal and Liverpool assets. Maybe you might want to trim some of them down, stop in Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea
and City. I think Foden is coming back into the 4.
Yeah.
So Foden might be quite a good midfield asset to get in the coming weeks. I'm still going to be keeping my 3-prong attack since I already have it.
Yeah.
So that isn't going to change much. I'm very happy that I brought Ike Nuri in. He scored a goal and assisted one.
Good. Yeah.
I think he's basically a midfielder playing in defense. So
okay.
I mean, that's about it. I guess we just have to wait.
Yeah.
to the deadline day to see who we're going to bring in or so.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that sounds good, man. I think that's a wrap from us. I think we've hit all the points that we need to talk about. And it is the perfect time to end this podcast because I really need to go and pee. So
Okay.
we will thank you, Terence, for being here. Thanks, Tez.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting. Next couple of weeks for me. So I will
Yes, your second
Yes. So I will
on
not
the way.
Yes, I will not see you guys just next week, I guess. Maybe we'll see each other the week after.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing anything next.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So catch us again in 2 weeks' time for our match week 8
Yep.
podcast of SG FanTalk. See you guys.
See you guys.